Right, so we've arrived back at Gatwick. We had a ticket which we bought a month ago, and they won't let us use it until 9 o'clock because they say it's for the wrong time train. And they're not even polite about it. They're like, well, you have to wait till 9 o'clock, 3 hours. And that's it. No apologies, no like, oh, we can pay extra to get the on-peak ticket or whatever. It's just like completely a bunch of twats, to be honest. Fucking should learn to be polite. So, arriving in the UK. What can you say? I'm going to make a video about this, but all I can say is it's soul destroying. If you're a foreigner, I'll be absolutely pissed off that I've spent my money coming to this country. I mean, like when you go through passport control, it's just like deadpan, and then you get here, it's not welcoming, not really, not at all. The price is ridiculous. Not one person smiles anywhere, which is a disgrace. So this was bad coming back from holidays, I agree. But we've already gone into Wetherspoons upstairs because they wouldn't let us on the trains. They convinced us that we couldn't change the ticket because we bought it online, which is actually completely false. Because Southern Railways, it was on their own app, so they could have changed it, they just couldn't be bothered, which makes you even more wild. So anyway, we went to sit in Wetherspoons upstairs, where, like most airports, the coffee's double the price. But sitting in Wetherspoons, and there's some guy in there having an argument, which resulted in the police turning up. I'm going to tell you a story about my friend Keiichi from Japan. I didn't see him for 20 years, but he came and play at a music festival I organised. And he does like dance music and stuff like that. But it was part of his European tour, so he travelled, I think he went to like 8 countries in Europe. 8 countries in Europe. And he's been loads of countries of the world. He's been to Australia, he's been to all over Asia, Nepal, India, where I met him the first time. And I said, where was the worst place you went on your travels? So this last year, remember, he's been to 8 European countries, and he said London, absolutely hated it. He's the most laid back person, you know. And he said he come here and immediately got off the plane, he goes, it felt aggressive, it felt unfriendly, people were unhelpful, and that's so sad. You know, I'm kind of ashamed of it, really. First world country, Britain ain't. It definitely isn't. All these places, well, I've been to 45 countries, and you know, I know I've just arrived and I've had a long flight, but I've had loads of long flights between countries. I've arrived in a lot of countries, and I can definitely say the worst to arrive in is England. People say that arriving in Manila at night is a no-no, but I've arrived in Manila at like 1-2 o'clock in the morning many times. It ain't nothing like here, trust me. Yeah, anyway, as I said, I wasn't going to make a kind of negative video, but it is Hidden World with John and Indy, and I can quite honestly say culture shock. What's that all about? People say about culture shock. Been in all these countries and getting back here, and it's not the first time I felt this. This is the place where you get the shock. It's a shock of prices, it's a shock of unfriendliness, it's a shock of how kind of unappealing it is. It's just got no life, no one smiles. and it rubs off on people. It eats you out from the inside. And yeah, I'm trying to think of something kind of good to say at the moment, but nothing works. Everything's overcomplicated. Everything is overcomplicated. And the fact is, they've got like, there's probably like 8 or 12 people working in the station in Gatwick. You know, supposed to be helping people, directing them, and literally not one of them wants to be helpful. Not one of them wants to be cheerful. Really, really rude people. It's a shame. Anyway, I'll end the vlog there. So just to add a footnote to that video, I met another girl on the train. She'd been told to get a train tapper card, so tapper card on the barrier gate, and she's actually English but come from Spain for a weekend. She lives in Spain, and the guard's just come up and he said, "Oh, you got the wrong ticket." And she's like, "Well, I got told to tap my card and tap out at the other end." Apparently you can't tap out outside of London, so he said he'd have to sell her another ticket for £28, and she goes, "Well, I've already paid 20, which would have been fair." Apparently it's like you can only tap in if you're going around London with your credit card. So, and she's going, "But it's not my fault." And he goes, "Well, it's not my fault." And I'm like, so the guard on the train's going, "It's not his fault that she had to buy a second ticket." Now this girl's English was really, really good, and she was an English girl, so obviously miscommunication on the station was not an option. It wasn't her mistake, and yet the guard was making her buy another ticket. In the end, she kind of debated the subject politely. He totally lost it. He goes, "I've only got a year left in this job. I haven't got time for this." He goes, "This is just happening more and more all the time." And I can understand her frustration, but also the system's just not working. It's awful. And apparently he said that so far on this one train he'd had to deal with 5 similar problems. Someone's got to be responsible. There's some big wigs from the railway companies making absolutely huge profits. It needs sorting fast. So as you can see, I'm well and truly back in England. Been back for a few weeks, and I just wanted to add to the video because it seemed quite negative. When you get back, you kind of think, you know, you've come back from paradise, travelling, freedom. So you're going to feel a bit negative. So I thought I'd leave it to end this video here and just do a footnote really. Now I've been back a few weeks, all the things that I say stood. I've had a trip to London again where the trains didn't meet up with a gig. Gig only finished at 10 o'clock. Still couldn't get back to Portsmouth, which is only 70 miles away. The transport system is shocking. That of a developing country, I'd say. Not as good as a developing country. And then the reason I'm filming this in the hospital is because I've had a bit of a throat problem, which has been ongoing for 3 months. Contacted doctor last week. I got a call about an appointment. Got a call on Monday to tell me that they're still waiting to find me an appointment, just to acknowledge my kind of request, and God knows when the appointment would be. Now my sister's illness last couple of years ago was treated because they found it so quick. So actually what they're doing, I mean the waiting list is like 10 million long or something. It's just ridiculous. That's one thing. And then unrest, aggression in England is unbelievable. People driving, the kids, they're not all bad, but I mean I've seen loads of social unrest at our beach. I mean it's not the best beach, it can be really nice in the summer, it's got some good things going on at Victorious, but I mean on the Sunday there's like crowded with kids and they're going in massive groups, robbing the supermarkets, sitting on the beach getting drunk. We're talking 12, 13, 14 year olds. and then they'll send about 2 police down to deal with it. You know, they're shutting down shops. They're having to shut shops on the beach because of the problems with the kids. Now, I don't know another country in the world, or certainly not outside of Europe, where they'd actually tolerate it. You know, they need to come hard down on these things. But I think it's just because they're so bored. Everything's expensive. You know, and you see people, everybody seems to have social anxiety and problems like this. Today's a sunny day, so I feel quite good about it, but there's lots of things to be fed up about. It sounds negative, and you might think, what am I doing in Britain? Well, I'm thinking that myself. You know, one of the things I like is concerts, festivals. Glastonbury tickets are impossible to get, 350 quid or something like that. That's without drinks, food, getting there. Tickets to see Liam Gallagher, about £100 each. Just so many issues. People can't afford to go out. Where I live in Portsmouth, you go down all the pubs. There's like a road, Albert Road, with loads of pubs in it. Most days of the week they're pretty empty. You know, it doesn't seem to be going in the right direction anytime soon. But hey ho, we look forward to the rest of the summer, and we'll have another video next week. Sorry for the negative one, but that's just the feeling I've got. I'm not really wanting to be negative. I don't feel this way in Asia, so perhaps that tells you a story. See you next video. Please like and subscribe.